Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today I'm sharing a double scrapbook layout that I created with the beautiful Stamperia Orchids and Cats collection. I made this layout for Paper Flourish. They are hosting a class and they also have kits available, so please contact Paper Flourish to enroll in the class or to have a kit sent to your address. Let's get started and I'll show you exactly how I created this layout. I used a pink piece of basil cardstock and a light green piece of basil cardstock for the base of my layout. I don't often use different coloured cardstocks, but for this layout I felt that it suited the papers the best. The first thing you need to do is just trim your 12 by 12 cardstock to exactly 12 inches so that your little barcode at the base of each of those papers is going to be removed. Our next step is we're going to use this paper here and we're going to trim that down to 11 3/4 inches by 11 3/4 inches. So we are taking off 1/4 of an inch on the top and this one side of the square. And then we're going to do it again with this page here. So we're going to cut that at 11 3/4 of an inch. And 11 3/4 of an inch. These papers are amazing papers. I love these papers so much. They really do look so pretty. So our cardboard is 12 by 12 and then the paper on our cardboard is 11 3/4 by 11 3/4. So there are measurements for the base part of our layout, and once those are cut, it's time to glue them down. So we are just going to press that onto our pink cardstock, and that will have a small pink border around the edge. So you've got your paper and then a narrow border. And we're going to do the same to the other side. Going to put some glue on the back of that page. And then we will adhere that to our piece of green cardstock. Okay, so that is the base of our layout sorted now. Our next step is we're going to take this beautiful clock page and we will fussy cut this clock page out. Now this will take you a little bit of time. So if you are doing it at home, you may like to do it in front of the TV. Once you have cut that out, it's looking beautiful. We're going to move on to our other little bit of fussy cutting that we have to do, which is this beautiful window here. Now this won't take you as long. This is quite a quick fussy cutting job. Once you have your arched window cut, it will go on this side of your layout and the clock will go on the other side of the layout. I have chosen to mount those images with cardboard, recycled cardboard, to add extra dimension. You may choose to keep them completely flat so that you have a flat layout to put into your scrapbook album. Either is perfectly fine. Just use your oldest scissors when you're cutting that recycled cardboard. You don't want to blunten your beautiful fussy cutting scissors on the thick cardboard. Now we're just going to glue that a little bit of cardboard onto the back of our window, which will create a lovely bit of dimension for our layout. Perfect. Now we're on to our clock design. So we're just going to add some of our recycled cardboard to the back of our clock. And there we go, that just adds a nice shadow in behind. For the purpose of this layout, I'm just going to be using some white cardstock as my photos. You will need 2 4x6 photographs and 2 3x4 photographs. I have a little bit of a play around with the way the photos are going to sit on the layout, and you can see how versatile this layout is, that you can actually move your photos on the side if you have side photos or landscape photos, or you can have them up and down if they are a portrait photo. So keep that in mind. We are going to mount some of our photos onto the same green cardstock that we used in the base of our layout. And this will give just a little bit more to our photographs, a little bit of support and a nice matte edge. We're going to cut that cardstock to 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 and 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, so that they have that extra little bit of edging around each of the photographs. And we'll put the pink ones over on the pink page, pink background page, and the green ones on the green background page to match the edges. Our next job is to glue our photographs onto those mats, those photo mats that we have cut out, so that they have a little bit more strength in the photographs, plus the matching border ties in with the border around the edge of the page. So just glue all of your photos on. Inside the kit you will receive this beautiful piece of lace. This lace comes from Paper Flourish shop, and we're going to add it to the base of our layout where the paper design does a line anyway. We're going to embellish that with some of this beautiful lace. So just gluing that down. And we're going to glue this side down as well. That's looking really nice, and that really matches in with the pretty papers and the style of this layout. We will be using some pretty seam binding ribbon bows, a pink bow and a green bow for each of our pages. We're also going to be doing a little tiny bit of fussy cutting using this page here from the Stamperia Orchids and Cats paper pad. We're going to use this cat here sitting up. We've got that cat there. And I think we're also going to use this cat here. I think I prefer those two cats because of the way they're facing. So we're going to fussy cut those cats out, just leaving a small white border around the edge of the design. Perfect. Now these cats are optional. If you are not interested in cats, just don't pop the cats in and just use it as a normal layout. Cutting around this sleeping cat. There we go. It's looking cute. Now we will be using some of this pink and green seam binding ribbon, and we're also going to use some butterflies from this fussy cutting sheet. So you can cut a few of those out. We might start gluing some of this down. So we're going to adhere our arched window first. Just running a little bit of glue on the back of that cardboard. We're going to adhere that just sitting on top of the lace border there. We're going to put some cardboard on the back of our cat so that it can sit slightly over our photo. Down in the corner here, we've got our two ribbons. Let's get all this positioned perfectly where we want it. Alright, so we'll add on our ribbons. So I'm just sitting one ribbon on top of the other. Then I'm going to add one of these sort of cherry blossom flowers on top. I'm playing around with putting those other little flowers on either side of the cherry blossom. So these flowers all come from Paper Flourish. They have a great selection of flowers. We're going to get these photos adhered to the page now. So I'm going to pop some recycled cardboard on the back of the photos so that they stand out a little bit off the page. Let's glue our next photo on now. Put a little bit of cardboard on. Get it in our position that we want it, which is sort of to the right hand side of that middle bar of the window. We might like to put a butterfly up there. Our cat's going to go somewhere here. Alright, let's have a go at this side of the page. Adding on our recycled cardboard. So we've got two horizontal photos on one side of the page and two vertical photos on the other side, but You know, if your photos didn't match that, you could change either of those to horizontal photos or vertical photos to suit the photos that you're scrapping. Let's glue our big clock down now. There we go. I do like that clock. Isn't it gorgeous? It's beautiful. Do you know, I've had this clock in the cupboard for so long and I can't decide where to hang it in our house. Every time I go to hang it, I just change the position and can't decide, and then I end up putting it back in the cupboard. One day it's going to come out and get up on a wall. So I think that I'll put the larger 4x6 photo on the inside. I'm going to add a little bit of cardboard to that cat, the sleeping cat. See how you could sort of really change the photo design on this layout? You don't have to stick to exactly how I've got the photos. You can move it around a little bit. There's freedom here to be able to move these photos around to suit your photos. Here I'm going to do the ribbons, one on top of the other. I'm going to add the pink or what type of flower did I say it was? Pink. It's pretty. I really like those flowers. I really like these little tiny flowers that they've given me as well. Paper Flourish is stocking. It's very pretty. Alright, so we're just going to add some glue onto our cardboard. We're going to stick that on. And then we're going to have our 3x4 on that side. Let's do a little bit more fussy cutting here. Let's get this pretty orchid in a vase. We're going to pop that just next to our sitting up cat. It's a very pretty image. Pop a tiny little bit of cardboard on the back. We'll lift it up higher than the photograph. Now I'm only going to glue on the bit where it's not touching the photo so that I can come back and pop my photo in later. Let's layer our kitty over the top. I've added some extra cardboard so that it can be higher than the vase of orchids. So it's overlapping there, and it sort of makes it look like a real cat sitting on a windowsill and near a window and near a vase of flowers. I'm going to add another ribbon in there on the back of the cat. I'm also going to add a little bit of cheesecloth just to break the layers up a little bit, just to add a little bit more dimension, keep things interesting. I'll put a little bit of cheesecloth here as well. I'm going to add another one of those tiny little flowers in on top of the ribbon, and it sort of looks like it's sitting on the back of the cat as well. I'll add my little butterfly. I'm just wondering, maybe this bird, the birds are nice in this collection. We could add a bird in to each page, and then we could use this orchid near our other cat design. So we pop that underneath our cat. That just gives it floral clusters, like flowers, fussy cut flowers always look good underneath things, with just a little bit popping out. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you do have an image that's a floral cluster, just pop it underneath something else to just give a little bit of extra layers to your card or your layout. So I'm going to pop it underneath that cat so that it's got a bit of a background, and I'll put some cheesecloth in between to just sort of add contrast. And then I'm going to add a ribbon . Let's put it over this side to balance out the ribbon on the other side of the page. Just tie it into a bow first, and then you can glue it in. Trim any edges that look a bit too long. We're going to add another little flower in there. Now the last part of our layout is just adding in our birds. So I'm just going to cut a very fine piece of cardboard to glue onto the bird. And we're going to glue that little bird onto the edge of the window there. Just add a little bit of cardboard under that just to keep that up. And now our other little bird is going to go on the other side of the layout. It's going to have a double layer. And it goes. I'm going to glue our little pussycat on down the bottom there. And that's our layout completed. I do hope you like this double layout with the Stamperia Orchids and Cats collection. I love the way it turned out. Let me know what you think of this layout in the comments below. Remember, you can purchase your kit or you can enroll in a class at Paper Flourish. I would love it if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely crafty day.